Hello, my friends. My name is John Schepcoff, and welcome. I am so excited that you decided to actually, get involved in doing lease purchase, rent to own. Now, I can tell you this honestly, I have never seen anything out there the kind that you can actually make the kind of money that I have been making. Now, I'm going to share with you something that's very personal, about myself. When I was growing up, I was actually born, raised in actually foster homes all my life, and so I'm going to tell you straight up, I know what it's like to be poor. In fact, from age 5 to when I was emancipated, which is at 18, I lived in 17 foster homes. Now, I wasn't a bad kid or anything, but I just got bumped around, So I'm going to tell you this, my friends, I know what it's like to be poor. Now, I'm not poor today. In fact, I have a $1.6 million home. I didn't get there overnight. I'm going to tell you that straight up, It's taken me a long time to get there. And I can also tell you that I personally have built 2 custom-built homes. I do a lot of things. I help people in all different areas, I've been mentoring for over 25 years, especially in the real estate. Nobody out there does what I do. And I'm telling you this, I promise you, nobody does what I do. They don't have the drive nor the time or the energy to put into their so-called mentorship. And even the ones that say they mentor you on doing lease purchase, I'm going to tell you this, my friends, they teach a very antiquated. What do I mean by antiquated? It means old style. It doesn't work. My friends, if you want to do lease purchase, you have to step to the 22nd century and you have to do things totally different. Most people who say or claim they do lease purchase, I'm going to tell you this straight up, they leave 90% of the money still sitting on the table. Again, my friends, you know what? That is the hokiest thing I've ever seen. I have talked to people all around the world, and they'll tell me, and they'll say, oh yeah, I used to try to get into lease purchase, and then they'll explain to it, and I'll say, my goodness, you could have done this and this. And they go, wow, I didn't know that. The problem is, most people leave 90% of the money actually still sitting on the table. Now, my friends, if you're sick and tired of actually searching the internet, trying to figure out to get into some kind of business, your time is come to an end. You don't have to worry about that, because first of all, what I'm about to teach you, you don't need to have an internet, You don't need to have a website. You do your business strictly over your own area, where you live, My friends, how much easier can that be? And first of all, you don't have to be a salesperson, because first of all, when you join me, I have a 12 months mentorship. And the first 9 to 11 weeks is actually, I'm going to teach you a new method of doing sales. You might have heard it's called the Sandler system. Another name for it's called the guts. I actually mentor people one-on-one for the next 9 to 11 weeks how to actually sell. So why am I telling you this? Because there's too many people out there. What they think they got to do is actually put people into headlocks and force people to buy something or get them. It doesn't work that way. What I do is I actually ask the person, whether it's renting or buying, I just say, what do you want to do next? I let them tell me. Now, you haven't heard how I do it and the techniques, but I'm going to tell you, once you learn my program, how to do learning a new way of selling, my friend, it's a much better way than doing it the way everybody else has been doing it forever, And I'm from that background. I used to do it that way. I used to use the Ben Franklin and all those stinking closes, and I'm telling you, friends, what do you get at the very end? What's called buyer's remorse, And you know what I mean by that. Everybody gets by. With my program, you don't get buyer's remorse. People are excited, they're elated, they're so happy to be able to own their very first home or be able to get out of a home that they can't even afford. So again, if you're tired of all this people, all the hype and the fluff of trying to get you to join their program on doing some kind of a multi-level, whether it's like an Herbalife or an Amway type of deal, they don't work. Because first of all, to do those programs, there's nothing wrong with them, but I'm going to tell you straight up, to do those programs, what do you have to do? Well, number one is you have to have somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 to 20,000 names in your email, and these are people who are actually serious about trying to do buying. And then what is it called? It's called a numbers game, and then that's how you make money. No, I'm not knocking multi-level, because I do a multi-level myself, and I don't want to get into it. In fact, what I tell all my students who do lease purchase rent own, I actually give you a free vacation, you can do a vacation on me every single day, okay? The only thing that you're going to pay for is the amount $100 over my cost. So, for example, if you wanted to go to Hawaii, they have what's called a hotspot. That's a 5-star resort. What does that mean? You get the pool, the kitchen, the whole 9 yards, okay? And if it costs $299, you pay $399 for 8 days, okay? Now, if you wanted to go right this way, you might have to pay $700. But I guarantee you that same thing I'm talking about is going to cost you probably $3,500, maybe a little bit more. Well, you can have it at my cost, okay? And why do I do that? Because I want to give you a vacation. I want you to do more. I want you to do better. Now, do I charge for my mentoring service? Absolutely, I charge for my mentoring service. Because if I don't charge for it, what's going to happen is you don't have any skin into this. The thing is, you're not going to be serious. I want you to be serious about doing this. Now, here's the good news. The mentorship that I charge you for doing what I'm actually teaching you, by the way, the mentoring for lease purchase is actually 12 months. My mentorship, learning how to do sales, is actually 9 to 11 weeks. You're going to get all that, okay? I'm going to give you every single penny back when it comes to mentorship. Why do I do that? Well, first of all, like I said, I just wanted to make sure you were serious about doing what you're doing. Now, how do I make money? Because you're thinking, well, then he's not making any money. Yes, I do. I make my money, okay, in the next 12 months because my goal for you and you and I would be is I want you to do 30 properties. I'm going to hold you by the hand on every single property that you do. You're not going to have to wing it, my friends, because if you have to wing it, you're not going to do it. There are a lot of people who claim they teach you how to do lease, purchase, rent, own. And you know what? They mentor you, 3, 4, 5 times. What do? I mentor you every single week. What is the mentoring time? The times are usually done on average in the morning, and they last anywhere from 25 minutes, sometimes an hour or so. Why? It just depends what the topic and what I'm teaching you, and to make sure you understand it. Because first of all, I don't want you to wing it. I want to make sure. Pretend like you are riding your bike for your first time. If you're at an early age, you had a big brother, a sister, a mom, a dad. They actually held you by the seat of that bike and you started riding it. When you got enough confidence on your own, you could actually hold that bike all by yourself. That's exactly what I do when I mentor you. Every single property for the next 12 months, and I said every single property, I'm going to mentor you on every one. You're not going to wing it. You're not going to do it all by yourself. I'm going to be there to make sure you do this correctly, because the bottom line is that's how I make money. Every deal you do, so if you do 30 properties, you and I are going to split the commission 50-50. The mentorship that I charge you, okay, up front, or whether we have to do some kind of a budget where you pay me, I don't care how you do this, I'm going to give you every single penny back to you. Now, so in essence, I give you my mentorship absolutely free. Nobody, I'm telling you right there, nobody does what I do. Nobody. And I promise you, nobody mentors you or has the enthusiastic like I do, because I am very pumped up when it comes to that. I've been actually into this real estate for over 25 years, okay? I know what I'm talking about. And I can tell you this, when it comes to lease purchase and you do it the way I'm going to teach you, learning the 22nd century, nobody out there teaches you the way I teach you. If they do teach it, and there are people who have audios and books and so forth, big deal. And I don't say there's nothing wrong with it, but once you've learned, especially from me, and then when you get somebody's book and they teach you another concept, let's say, that's great, okay? But you can have all the books in the world, all the audios, you've gone to every seminar, but guess what? That does not mean you're going to make one penny. In fact, I'll bet you $1,000, and I've done this with everybody, I'll bet you $1,000 you haven't made a penny out of it. Maybe you've got lucky, you've done something, okay? But you don't know how to do lease, purchase, rent, to own. Nothing out there, okay? Now, what kind of a quality person am I looking for if I'm going to teach someone who's going to be a mentoring, I want to mentor? Well, I do want certain qualities, because if you don't possess these qualities, you don't have it. You need someone who is organized. You got to be energy. You have lots of energy. You got to be a person that is willing to put in the hours, okay? And to do that, I make all my students tell me exactly how many hours you're willing to put in there. You got to be competitive. You got to be in good health. If you have a spouse, you have to have a spouse that will support you. If you have all these qualities, pick up the phone, give me a call. Let's see what you sound like. Let's talk. Let's see what it takes to get you forward. Okay? I do charge a mentoring service, but I promise you I give you every single penny back. Okay, and I do that because I need to make sure you put some skin into this. If you put some skin into this, I promise you, you're going to be serious. And I mentor you one-on-one every single week. Again, my name is John Schepcoff. Pick up the phone, give me a call, let's talk.